In this video, we're counting down the top 5 poorest countries in the world. We'll explore the unique challenges each nation faces, from conflict to climate change, and why these issues matter to us all. Our goal isn't blame, but understanding, because that's the first step toward change. We'll look at history, current crises, and the impact on real lives. First up is Malawi, known as the warm heart of Africa for its friendly people and beautiful landscapes. Despite its beauty, Malawi faces deep economic hardship, with much of its population living below the poverty line. The economy relies heavily on agriculture, mainly tobacco, tea, and sugar, making it vulnerable to price swings and climate shocks. Smallholder farmers, the backbone of the country, often lack resources to adapt to bad seasons, trapping them in cycles of debt. Efforts to diversify the economy are slow, hampered by limited infrastructure and a small domestic market. Being landlocked raises transportation costs, making exports less competitive and imports more expensive. Poverty's impact is everywhere. Healthcare is hard to access, clinics are often understaffed and undersupplied, and preventable diseases claim lives. Education is officially free, but costs like uniforms and books keep many children out of school. Overcrowded classrooms and underpaid teachers limit opportunities for the next generation. Food insecurity is a constant threat, with many families facing hunger during lean seasons. Chronic malnutrition in children leads to long-term health and cognitive issues. High unemployment, especially among youth, strains the social fabric, though community support remains strong. International aid is vital, but can create dependency if not managed carefully. The debate continues: how to empower communities without fostering reliance? Despite these challenges, Malawians show remarkable resilience and warmth. Next is Mozambique, a country with a long Indian Ocean coastline and rich natural resources. Despite its potential, Mozambique remains among the world's poorest, shaped by a history of colonialism and a devastating civil war. The war destroyed infrastructure and displaced millions, leaving deep scars that still affect development. Economic growth, driven by foreign investment in coal and natural gas, hasn't reached most citizens. Corruption and debt hinder progress, and resource wealth often benefits only a few. Most Mozambicans rely on subsistence farming, making them vulnerable to climate disasters like cyclones and floods. Cyclone Idai in 2019 was especially devastating, pushing many deeper into poverty. Access to clean water and healthcare is limited, leading to high rates of disease and maternal mortality. Education faces challenges: poor quality, high dropout rates, and economic pressures that force children to work. An ongoing insurgency in the north has created a humanitarian crisis, displacing hundreds of thousands. The government and international partners are working on governance, climate resilience, and conflict resolution, but progress is slow. Despite these hurdles, Mozambicans show resilience and hope for a better future. The challenge is to ensure that natural resource wealth benefits everyone, not just a few. Mozambique's story is one of potential held back by conflict and inequality. The question remains: how to turn promise into progress for all. Coming in at rank 3, Yemen. Yemen's deep poverty is the result of a complex interplay of historical, political, and environmental factors, compounded by ongoing conflict and instability. The country's economic troubles began long before the current civil war, rooted in structural weaknesses stemming from the unification of North and South Yemen in 1990. This unification, while a significant milestone, left unresolved disparities between the two regions, setting the stage for economic and political instability. Poor planning and governance further hampered the development of a stable and resilient economy. The situation took a dire turn with the outbreak of Yemen's civil war in 2015, which has since devastated the country. The conflict has destroyed critical infrastructure, displaced millions, and disrupted key economic activities such as agriculture and trade. Without a functioning government in large parts of the country, policymaking has ground to a halt, and foreign investment has dried up. The destruction of schools, hospitals, and transportation networks has further eroded Yemen's ability to rebuild and recover. Corruption and poor management of resources have further exacerbated the economic downturn, leaving Yemen ill-equipped to address the needs of its population or invest in alternative sectors. Adding to these challenges are severe environmental issues. Coming in at rank 2, Burundi, a small landlocked nation in East Africa, is one of the world's poorest countries, with its poverty driven by a combination of historical, geographic, social, and environmental factors. These intertwined challenges have created a complex web of struggles that keep much of the population trapped in hardship. The roots of Burundi's poverty stretch back to its colonial history. During their rule, colonial powers deepened ethnic divisions between the Hutu and Tutsi through divide and rule policies, sowing seeds of distrust that led to decades of civil conflict. The most devastating of these was the 12-year civil war that ended in 2005, leaving behind destroyed infrastructure, shattered institutions, and lingering political instability. Despite peace agreements, governance remains fragile, deterring investments and slowing economic recovery. Geography adds another layer of difficulty. As a landlocked country with no direct access to ports, Burundi relies on expensive overland routes for trade. This logistical challenge inflates costs and limits its competitiveness in international markets. The country also lacks significant natural resources such as oil or minerals, which could otherwise boost its economy and create opportunities for growth. Burundi's economy is heavily reliant on subsistence agriculture, which employs over 90% of its population. However, this sector faces immense challenges. Overpopulation, deforestation, and overcultivation have degraded the soil, reducing crop yields and intensifying food insecurity. Climate change has worsened the situation, bringing erratic rainfall and frequent droughts that disrupt farming. Finally, South Sudan, the world's youngest nation, born in 2011 with high hopes for peace. But just 2 years later, civil war erupted, causing massive suffering and displacement. Despite oil wealth, conflict and mismanagement have left South Sudan among the world's poorest. Agriculture, the main livelihood, has been devastated by war, forcing millions to rely on aid. Famine has been declared in parts of the country. Healthcare, clean water, and education are scarce. Many schools and clinics are closed or destroyed. The literacy rate is among the world's lowest. Aid organizations struggle to reach those in need due to insecurity and logistical challenges. The conflict has deepened ethnic divisions and trauma, making reconciliation difficult. Peace agreements exist, but are fragile and often broken. The path to stability requires real political will, accountability, and inclusive governance. South Sudan's story is a warning of how conflict can squander a nation's potential, yet the people remain resilient, yearning for peace and a chance to rebuild. Their struggle calls for sustained international support and a focus on peace building. Let's reflect on what we've learned. We've seen 5 countries, each facing immense poverty and hardship. Behind every statistic is a human story of struggle, resilience, and hope. Solutions are complex but not impossible. Good governance, peace, fair trade, education, and climate action all matter. Our awareness is a starting point. Our choices can make a difference. Support reputable charities, advocate for fair policies, and stay informed. This isn't just about distant lands. It's about our shared humanity. Thank you for watching and for caring. Share this video to spread the awareness. Follow for more Top 5 videos.